Hello, and welcome back to Under Pink Skies. If this is your first time here, I'm glad you found us. This is a quiet place. Every video is an hour-long sleep story, written to help you slow down, let the day go, and find your way to sleep. Tonight's story is called Firelight and Silence, a night with nowhere to be. You'll be spending the next hour in a warm room, by a fire, with nothing at all that needs doing. Before we begin, if you find that this helps you sleep, a subscription means you'll always have somewhere to come back to on nights like this one. And if you'd like to leave a comment when you wake up, even just what time it is where you are, or where in the world you're listening from, I'd love to know. There's something quietly lovely about that. Now, get comfortable. Put your phone down, or set it to one side. Pull the covers up, or settle into wherever you are. You are already here. You do not remember the exact moment of arrival. It does not matter. What matters is that you are here now, in this room, and the room is warm, and the fire is going, and there is nothing at all that requires your attention tonight. Take a moment to let that settle. Nothing requires your attention tonight. No message is waiting. Nothing is due. The accumulation of tasks and small obligations that follows you through your days has been set down somewhere outside this room, and the door is closed. And those things are on the other side of it, patient and inanimate, unable to follow you in here. They will still be there in the morning. They are not your concern until then. Tonight they have no jurisdiction over this room or over you. The fire is burning in the grate, not a new fire. It has been going for some time. It has passed through its earlier, more energetic stage and arrived at this, a bed of deep orange and red, with occasional small flames appearing briefly at the surface, bluish at their base, and then yellow, and then simply gone. The logs have settled into each other. The fire knows what it is doing. It does not need your attention. It does not need to be tended or adjusted or added to. It will simply continue at this steady, self-sufficient pace for a good while longer than you will be awake to watch it. The room holds the fire's warmth evenly. The warmth is not aggressive. It does not press against you. It simply exists in the air around you, the way warmth exists in rooms that have been heated for a long time, absorbed into the walls, into the fabric of things, into the air itself, until the warmth is not a thing that is happening, but simply the quality of the place. You breathe it in. There is a smell to it, faint and familiar. Wood smoke and something older underneath. The particular scent of a room that has seen many evenings like this one, that has absorbed them one by one over time, until the very walls carry the record of all that accumulated quiet. It is the smell of a place that knows how to be a place. You are sitting in a chair. The right kind of chair for this. It has depth and softness, and it holds you in a way that requires nothing from you in return. No adjustment, no negotiation, no effort to maintain any particular position. Your back rests against it and stays there. Your shoulders have dropped slightly from wherever they were before you sat down. A blanket is across your lap. It has a small weight to it, a gentle presence, the kind that registers as comfort rather than heaviness. You did not place it there consciously. It is simply there, the way the right things are simply there in rooms like this. Outside, it is night. Heavy curtains cover the window. They are drawn all the way across, and where they meet, there is no gap. The outside is entirely outside, and you are entirely in here. The dark is doing what the dark does on the other side of the glass, which is simply be dark, patient, unconcerned, with no particular interest in the room or in you. The curtains are equal to the dark. They have been doing this every evening for a long time, and tonight is no different from any other night. A log shifts in the grate. The sound is soft. A small interior collapse, wood giving way to its own burning. A brief brightening of the fire. A little movement of light across the ceiling. The shadows shifting for a moment, and then settling back. The room returns to its amber. Your eyes follow the movement, and then let it go. There is nothing to do about a log shifting. There is nothing to do about anything in this room. The room is managing itself. There is no clock you can hear. This is worth noticing. Somewhere, time is passing. It always is. But in this room, at this moment, you cannot hear it. The fire does not measure time in any useful sense. It simply burns. The curtains are indifferent to time. The chair beneath you makes no sound at all. You are, for now, released from the requirement of knowing what hour it is. And there is something very restful in that release, as though the evening has agreed to hold its shape without asking you to track it. Your breath moves in, slow and even. The air is warm, and it has that quality, the quality of air in a room where a fire has been burning. That makes breathing feel slightly more present than usual, slightly more substantial. You breathe it in, and it is warm in your chest, and then you breathe it out, and the room receives it back without comment. Your breath moves out. The room is unchanged. This is what the room will do for the entire evening. It will hold its warmth and its amber light and its particular quiet. The fire will do its work. The curtains will hold. And you will sit in the chair with the blanket across your lap, and you will be exactly here. And nothing more than that is required. You are here. The room has you. That is enough to begin. After some time, your gaze begins to move, not with any intention. Your eyes are simply doing what eyes do when there is nothing urgent to look at, drifting, settling briefly on one thing, then moving on, taking the room in at their own pace. There is no need to catalogue everything. You are simply looking the way you look when you are not trying to find anything in particular, when the looking is its own end. The mantelpiece. There are things on it, not many. An old candlestick, the kind that has been in rooms like this for a long time, slightly darkened with age, holding no candle at present. It has the quality of an object that has been useful once and is now simply present, which is its own kind of purpose. Beside it, something small and dark, whose exact shape you cannot make out from here. Something smooth, perhaps, a stone, or a small piece of wood, or something else that was picked up somewhere once and placed here and never moved. The mantelpiece holds these things without comment. It has held them for a long time, and it will hold them longer. There are no photographs. There are no lists, no reminders, no pieces of paper with anything written on them. There are no objects that belong to the organizing world, the planning world, the world that asks things of you. Everything on the mantelpiece is simply here. It has been here long enough to have forgotten what it once signified. If it ever signified anything particular, it is at rest, and in being at rest, it fits the room, the walls. The firelight touches them unevenly. Where the light reaches, the surface has a texture, not smooth, but the gentle irregularity of old plaster. The slight undulations you only notice when the light is low and angled in just this way. In stronger light, this would be invisible. In this light, it is present without demanding attention. Evidence that the walls have been here a long time, that they have absorbed a great many quiet evenings, that they are very good at the work of being walls. The ceiling is low enough that the room feels contained rather than exposed. The firelight barely reaches it. It exists mostly in a soft shadow, defined at the edges by the warm glow from below. This is a good kind of ceiling, the kind that completes a room without adding anything. That makes the space feel like exactly the size it needs to be. There is a bookshelf somewhere in the room. You are aware of it without seeing it clearly. Somewhere to the side, beyond the direct reach of the fire's light. Books on it, their spines turned out. Dark spines, mostly, blues and greens, and the sort of deep red that old cloth bindings tend toward. Some standing upright, some leaning slightly against their neighbours. You couldn't read the titles from here even if you wanted to. You do not particularly want to. The books are simply there, holding their words in the dark, as books do. They have been there since before tonight, and they will be there long after. A side table near enough to reach. On it, a cup, something that was warm and is now somewhere between warm and the temperature of the room, which is to say, still comfortable, still available if you want it, and entirely unnecessary if you do not. Its handle is turned toward you. This is a small thing, and it is exactly the right kind of small thing to notice in a room like this, at an hour like this. The cup exists. It does not require a decision. It simply offers itself in its quiet way, and you may accept or decline at no particular cost. The rug beneath your feet, thick and woven, dark in this light. Some pattern to it that would be visible in better light, but is now just colour and texture. Warm colour, close texture, the density of something made to last. It has been stood on every day without complaint, probably for a very long time. Your feet rest on it without thinking about it. That is exactly what the rug is for. The fire makes a small sound, a brief internal adjustment, a whisper of air somewhere in the chimney, or wood settling, or simply the fire being the fire. Your eyes find it automatically and confirm that it is still there, still burning, and then return to wherever they were. You have stopped needing to check on the fire. It will still be there each time you look. This is the whole room. A fire, a chair, a blanket, a mantelpiece with its quiet objects, a window behind its curtains, a bookshelf, a table, a cup, a rug. Not many things. None of them complicated. All of them doing exactly what they are meant to do, without any fuss, without asking for anything. There is something to be said for a room that contains only what it needs. You sit in the middle of it, and the room sits around you, and outside the curtains, the night is continuing to be the night. That is the complete situation, and it is sufficient. At some point, your attention drifts toward the window, not to look through it. The curtains are fully closed, and you have no intention of opening them, just toward it. your awareness finding the edge of the room, where inside meets outside, the place where the thick fabric hangs between you and whatever is beyond. Beyond the glass, the dark is doing its ordinary work. There are fields, probably. In a place like this, with a room like this, and a fire like this, there tend to be fields. They would be dark now, flat and wide under whatever sky there is tonight. The sky might be overcast, a low grey ceiling holding the warmth of the land, or it might have opened slightly, a few stars visible if anyone were outside looking up at them. Either way, the sky is there, vast and indifferent, above everything equally, unaware of anyone watching or not watching. A road, somewhere, empty at this hour. Whatever hedgerows line it are standing in the dark, bare branches or nearly bare, their shapes existing whether or not they are seen. Whatever gate there might be at the end of a track is simply a gate, doing nothing in particular. The road is not waiting for you. The road does not have opinions about the hour. Other houses, somewhere out there. Other windows, some dark and some still lit. Other rooms with other people in them, moving through the ordinary end of a day. The winding down, the setting down, the drawing of curtains. The world at this hour is full of small pockets of warmth and light, scattered across the dark landscape, each one entirely sufficient to itself, each one asking nothing of the others. You are in one of those pockets. Yours is this one, this chair, this fire, this quality of amber in the air. Whatever is happening in the other lit windows does not concern you. Whatever the road is doing, whatever the fields are doing in the dark, whatever slow patient work the night is doing on the landscape, none of it is asking for you. You are not needed out there. You are needed here, which is to say, you are needed nowhere, and you are here. And that is the same thing. The wind moves once against the glass, just briefly, something passing by, leaning against the house for a moment, and then continuing on its way. The curtains hold without effort. The fire does not waver. The room notices and does not care. Then it is quiet again. The fire fills the quiet the way fire always does, not by being loud, but by being present, by providing a continuous small variety of sound that is different from silence without disturbing it. You have stopped noticing it as a separate thing. It has become part of the quality of the room, like the warmth and the low light, something that is simply there. Think, for a moment, of what this house has been doing tonight while you have been sitting here. The walls have been standing, as they have stood through every night since they were built. The roof has been keeping whatever is above you at bay. The floors in the other rooms have been doing nothing in particular, being floors in the dark. The hall, the stairs, whatever other rooms there are, all of them quiet, all of them simply present, doing the work of being a house, which mostly consists of not doing anything at all. This is a reliable kind of company. The house does not require entertainment. It does not require acknowledgement. It will simply continue to be here for as long as you need it to be here. In the same way that the chair is here, and the fire is here, and the blanket across your lap is here. All of it available, all of it constant, none of it asking. Your body has been settling into the chair this whole time. You may not have noticed exactly when it began, but it has been happening since you arrived. The body, finding warmth and stillness, and nothing to be alert to, doing what the body does in such conditions. The muscles that hold you upright during the day that maintain your readiness have been releasing slowly, one by one, without announcement. Your back is further into the chair than it was. Your shoulders are lower. The back of your neck has found the support behind it and given over to it. This is not something you are doing. It is something being done to you by the room, by the warmth, by the simple absence of anything requiring a response. The body, in safe and warm conditions, relaxes. It has been doing this every night of your life. It doesn't need instruction. It knows how to do this far better than you do. Your hands are resting, both of them, wherever they have come to rest, on the arms of the chair, in your lap, loosely one on top of the other. They are warm. They are still. They have been instruments today, 100 small tasks requiring their participation. All of that is done. They are not instruments now. They are simply your hands, warm and quiet, at rest in this room. Your face. You may not have thought about your face today. Faces tend to manage themselves without being noticed. But notice it now, briefly. The muscles around your eyes, soft. The muscles of your jaw, released. Your forehead, smooth. Nothing is being held there. No expression maintained for anyone's benefit. Your face, at this hour, is simply at rest. Outside, nothing moves. Inside, the fire, low and steady. The warmth. The dark shapes of the room's few things. The cup on the table. The books in their quiet shelf. The blanket across your lap. The sound of your own breath, which has been happening this whole time without your supervision, and which will continue. You breathe in slowly, and out. The room does not change. It is the same room it was. It will remain the same room. Everything in it is patient and constant, and entirely on your side tonight. Something has shifted. You may not have noticed exactly when, but if you were to compare the quality of your mind right now to what it was when you first sat down, there would be a difference. Not a dramatic one. Nothing dramatic is happening tonight. Just a quieting, a settling. As though the thoughts that were moving when you arrived have one by one found somewhere to put themselves down and stopped moving. The mind does this, in rooms like this, at hours like this. It does not need to be instructed. Given warmth and stillness, and the absence of anything requiring a response, it will slow on its own, the way water slows when it moves out of a narrow channel into something wider. The thoughts become less precise, less like sentences, and more like the shape of sentences, less like questions, and more like the vague impression that questions exist somewhere and are waiting, and do not need to be answered now. There was a time earlier today when your mind was moving quickly. It was doing what minds do during the day, running through things, holding several things at once, keeping track of what needed to happen and what had happened and what might still need attention. That is the work of a day, and the mind does it well. But the day is over, and that work is done, and the mind can set it down now. Not forget it, simply set it down the way you set down something you have been carrying in a safe place, knowing it will be there when you need it again. You think distantly of the day behind you, not to assess it or revise it, just the broad shape of it, a texture of hours, a sequence of things that led from morning to here. The morning is very far away now. It belongs to a different part of the day, a part that is complete, no longer available for review. The afternoon is similarly done. The evening brought you to this room, and this room is where the day ends. and this is a good place for it to end. The future is elsewhere tonight. Tomorrow is a door that is not open yet. Behind it, the ordinary contents of a day are arranged and waiting. The things to do, the decisions, the movements of a life continuing. All of that will be accessible in the morning. But the door is closed for now, and nothing behind it is urgent, and attending to it tonight would not change what it contains. Leave the door closed. It does not mind. There is a particular kind of thought that comes only at this hour, in conditions like these. It is not a useful thought, not going anywhere, not requiring anything. It is more like an impression, warm and slightly blurred at the edges, the way something looks when you are not looking at it directly. A memory of a place or a quality of light you recognize without knowing from where. A feeling without a clear name. These are the mind's own quiet material, the residue of the day being sorted and stilled. You do not need to engage with them. They move through on their own. Let them. Your eyes have grown slower in their movements. When they move now, they move as though through something slightly thicker than air. They find the fire and rest on it longer than they would have earlier in the evening. The fire is endlessly watchable in this way, not because it is spectacular, but because it is perpetually, subtly changing, always slightly different from one moment to the next, never requiring a response. The perfect companion for eyes that are winding down. The flames are smaller now. Mostly it is the embers doing the work. That deep red-orange glow, constant and warm, in a way that is almost more reassuring than the earlier flames because it is steadier. The embers do not flicker. They simply glow. The room is warm. The room is held. Everything is continuing as it should. Your breathing has slowed without your help. The body knows how to do this. It has been preparing for sleep every night of your life, and it does not need instruction. The breath coming in is a little slower than it was. The breath going out takes a little longer. The pause between them has grown. And in that pause, there is a small, complete, easy stillness. Feel the breath move in, slow, even. The chest rises very slightly. The warm air of the room enters you. The breath moves out. The chest settles. A pause, a small, quiet pause. And then the next breath arrives on its own, without effort. You are not breathing. You are being breathed. The body is doing it. You are along for it. There is nothing more required. The room is warm. The fire is at its low, patient level. Your body is settled in the chair. Everything is proceeding as it should. You are exactly where you are meant to be tonight. The room is very quiet, not silent. The fire is still there, offering its occasional small sound, but quiet in the way that rooms become quiet when everything in them has stopped moving, when the air itself seems to have settled into place, when the light has stopped shifting and simply remains where it is, warm and low and constant. Your body is heavier than it was, heavier in the right way, the way a body feels when it has truly stopped preparing itself for anything. When the muscles that spend the day keeping you ready have remembered that readiness is not required here, in this room, at this hour. This heaviness is not tiredness. It is gravity being allowed to do its work without resistance. You are simply here, solid and warm, entirely supported. Move through the body slowly, if that is useful. There is no hurry. There is nothing else to attend to. You can spend as long as you like on each part, or you can simply let the awareness move at its own pace, touching each part briefly, confirming that it is there and that it is resting. Your head, the muscles across your scalp. You may never think about these muscles during the day because they are never called upon to do anything obvious. But they can carry tension nonetheless. Notice them now and let them be soft. The muscles around your eyes, released, not holding any expression, not braced against any light. The muscles of your forehead, smooth, nothing written there tonight. Your jaw. Let it rest in its most natural position. The lower jaw has its own slight weight, and if you are not asking it to do anything, that weight will pull it gently and very slightly downward. The space inside your mouth, easy. Your tongue resting wherever it rests. Your throat, soft and unremarkable. Your neck. The muscles on either side of it have been holding your head up all day. They are not required to do that now. The chair is doing it. The cushion behind you is doing it. Give the full weight of your head over to the support that is there. You do not need to hold yourself up. You can let the chair be responsible for that. It is well designed for exactly this purpose. Your shoulders. If they have gathered any height during the day, and they often do, almost imperceptibly, in the way shoulders accumulate the tensions of a day of being responsible for things, let them fall now. Just the natural, unforced release. Down and very slightly back. The shoulder blades settling. The chest opening, just slightly. Just the natural amount. An inch, perhaps, less. Just the release of whatever was being held. Your arms, both of them, from the shoulder down to the elbow down to the wrist. The full weight of each arm is given over entirely to whatever it rests against. You do not need to keep any part of your arms lifted already. They are finished. They are warm and heavy and resting. Your hands, the palms, the backs of the hands, the fingers, arranged loosely in whatever position they have found. Each finger separately warm, not curled into anything, not braced, not waiting. Your hands, in the complete sense of the word, are at rest. The breath moves through you. In, a slow rise, and out, a slow settling, and a pause, and in again. In, out, pause. You are not doing this. It is happening. Your back is fully supported. Every part of it, the lower back, where so much of the day's effort is stored, the middle back, the upper back, and the space between the shoulder blades. All of it resting against the chair. All of it giving up the last of its held posture. The spine finding its own natural curve. The curve it takes when nothing is being asked of it. Your hips and legs. The weight of your hips pressing gently into the chair. The thighs, heavy and still. The knees, soft, not held at any angle. The calves, resting. The ankles. And the feet, the soles of your feet, which have been in contact with the world all day, warm and quiet now, finished with everything, resting. The whole body, from the top of your head to the soles of your feet, all of it here, all of it warm, all of it given over. There is a great deal of you when you consider it this way. A great surface area of skin, a great depth of warmth, and all of it is resting, right now, in this room, in this chair, in this particular moment. The fire offers one very soft sound. You hear it. You release it. The room continues to hold you, as it has been doing all evening. The edges of things are softening. The room, which had a shape and distinct objects in it, is becoming something simpler now. Not a collection of things anymore, but a feeling, a warmth, a presence, a sense of being held inside something that is safe and constant and entirely without demands. You do not need to know where the walls are. They are there. You know this without needing to confirm it. The walls are where they have always been this evening, holding the room in its shape, keeping the warmth inside, standing between you and the night. You do not need to see them. You can simply know they are there, as you know many things that you do not need to look at to trust. You do not need to know the time. Time is happening somewhere. It is always happening somewhere. But in this room, at this depth, it is not a thing that concerns you. Morning will come in its own time, as it always does, and it will bring with it whatever it brings. But morning is not now. Now is now. And now is warm and dark and quiet. Nothing is going wrong anywhere that requires your attention. Whatever the world is doing tonight, and the world is always doing something, it is doing it without needing you. The fields in the dark, the empty road, the other houses and their sleeping occupants, the slow, patient turning of the night, all of it is proceeding in its usual way, as it has proceeded every night, for as long as there have been nights, and none of it is asking anything of you before morning. Let the thoughts be whatever they are. Not quite thoughts anymore, perhaps. More like shapes. The impression of warmth, of a place, of something half remembered. These are the images that come at the border, not yet dreams, but the threshold of something. The mind releasing the last of what it has been holding. The slow dissolution of the day into something quieter. Let them come. Let them go. There is no need to hold on to anything tonight. Everything worth keeping is already kept. Everything that needed to be thought is already as thought as it needs to be. The rest can go. The fire is very low now. Just the embers. Just the deep red glow they offer, without anyone having to tend to them, without any arrangement on your part. The fire has done its work this evening. It kept you company. It kept the room warm. It is still doing that, in its quieter way, giving off the last of its heat into the room, which the room will hold for a long time. Your breath is very slow. In and out. A long pause. In again. Each breath is complete in itself. There is no gap to fill. Each pause between breaths is simply a pause. Easy, uncomplicated. The natural space between one breath and the next. Your name, if someone spoke it now, you would know it. But you might take a moment to arrive at it. That is the right distance to be from yourself at this hour. Far enough that the day cannot find you. Close enough that you are still here, still warm, still breathing in this room. The room is almost dark. Just the glow of the embers now, that last deep red. The ceiling in shadow. The walls in shadow. The mantelpiece and its few objects, shapes in the comfortable dark. The books in their shelf. The cup on the table. The curtains closed. All of it present. All of it unchanged. All of it in its place. Everything is where it should be. You are where you should be. This particular kind of quiet. The quiet that comes only here, in the space between waking and sleep, when the day has fully let go and the body is warm and the mind has released its grip. This quiet does not need to be reached for. You do not need to make it happen. It is the natural state of a body at rest in a warm room at the right hour. You are already in it. The warmth, the dark, the breath moving slowly, the fire at its last low glow, not asking to be watched, just there, just warm, as you are, just here, just warm, just breathing. You do not need to do anything more tonight. The room has you. The night has you. Everything can wait until morning. Let the next breath come on its own, and the one after. Sleep now, just here, just warm. Sleep.